Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say he missed it.
I saw Nick Cage's new movie, Drive Angry, today with Bill Simmons.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Awesome. That boy...
What would Bill have said about it?
What? Dear Diary, met the Ace Man over at the ArcLight Theater for a matinee to see Driving Angry with Nick Cage. Yoda Cage. $17 for a ticket. What the hell happened to matinee? That's what happened. I was like, I did this thing where I walked in and I said, it was a 2:00 movie, and Bill was sitting there. You know, we're both rich white guys, and he's sitting there holding my ticket. And I said, we usually hit the concession stand. I have an invention. I mix the M&Ms with the popcorn to make the suicide. So normally he does that.
He named it?
That's my invention. So anyway, go Pats. So I said, so it's the kind of thing where he got there 5 minutes before I did, and he bought my ticket. So I said, all right, well, let's head over to the concession stand, and I'll buy you the makings of your invention, your popcorn with your M&Ms. And he said, $17, Ace Man. And I thought, wow, $17. But I don't blame him. I would have asked for the 17 back too. I thought tickets over there for some reason were like, well, first off, here's what I thought. I thought tickets were like $13, $14. Then I thought for the Nick Cage movies, and by the way, we're the only two human beings in the theater, literally the only two human beings. I thought the Nick Cage stuff would be more in the 10 to 11 range. And then I thought because it was a matinee in the middle of the week, that it'd be more in the 7, 8 range. I didn't know there was no more matinees and there's no discounts for non-Oscar contenders.
If you'd known, you probably wouldn't have gone.
I know.
You're at the wrong theater, dude.
Yeah.
I go to the relatively cheaper $10 matinee down by my place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it ArcLight?
No, it's an AMC.
Oh.
Entry City.
Yeah, I like the ArcLights.
That's a better theater, yeah.
I thought Bill was going to pay, but he's right. It's $17. It's insane. And again, just like when we saw John Cena in The Marine, we were the only two dudes in the theater. It's a little confusing when you're the only two dudes in the theater and you can sit wherever you want. It's a little too much choice. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like you do. There's that. It is nice to see a little open patch and go find it when the entire.
Do you still sit together?
I said we're sitting together because we're going to need to narrate and critique. And then at a certain point, we sat in what I thought was the middle, but I scooted over one or two more seats, so I gave him top dead center. Just straight away. He said like. Ace, I think we're off a seat. And we got up both, moved over one to our left. And we sat in the middle like we literally almost got a yardstick out to make sure we were sitting in the very middle, height-wise and width-wise. And then we watched Nick Cage and his hair go to town. And it's all the same movie with Cage. It's someone's been sent back from hell. Somebody's got a hot rod. There's a car chase, satanic something. Somebody gets shot, but it's all right. That's sort of all these movies where you can shoot a guy and you won't kill him because he's sort of a demon from hell, but you will fuck him up a little bit. Like right. That same thing we talked about, like when like I'm Number 4 or something, where the guy has some sort of crazy power, and he's like, I'm going to stop this commuter train by putting my hand out, but I need to lean. I got to lean into it. It's 2 million tons of unsprung weight going 60 miles an hour at you, and it would plow through the Pentagon if the tracks led that way. I'll stop it with my hand, but not with my feet together. That would never do. I'll get a little bit, and you know what? I'll grunt. You know what I mean? So, like, look, you're not sitting there at the Bally's trying to crank out your last rep with 170 pounds on come on, push it. You don't have a spire. If you can stop the locomotive with 28 cars on it, you don't strain.
You either can or you can't.
You either can or you can't.
And you should be able to do it during a manicure.
Yes, you should flick of the hand, but not a lean. Have to kind of lean into it. Stop, you train. Even Superman would have that. I'm going to lift Venezuela up off the ground. I'll bend at the knee when you're lifting a continent. But I again, unless it was just one of these things where it's like, look, you can lift 2 billion pounds, but that's your max. And everything is right at just right at that max of 2 billion. I don't know how it works, but anyway.
It's like that now that I'm thinking about it, even Luke and Yoda had to struggle to lift the X-Wing fighter out of the Dagobah system.
There's something.
I know you're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was coming out of my mouth. The point is like it's a lot of like. Anyway,
America likes grunting.
Obviously, Nick Cage. Nick Cage has officially lost his mind.